today is think about what you guys are thinking about, right? I think that as we're going into the rest of the year and the back half of the year and going into Summit and either making qualifications or missing qualifications, it could shift where we feel kind of that vibration. And when I talk about that vibration, what vibration really kind of means in the everyday life is like the sadness or the disappointment or the anxiety or the stress levels that come up. I think that, there are some people that run really high in a positive direction when they miss something. And then there are others that can kind of fall back and think things like, I knew I wasn't going to make it, or I'm not good enough, or people don't respond to me, or that maybe this business isn't for me. And I think, if we all start from a foundation of and I'm a spiritual person, and I always talk about the universe or God. But if we all think about where we really started from, and the seed of which, humanity has started from, is that we actually are all meant to be successful. We are actually all meant to be in perfect harmony and health and love and just living really great lives. So that's number one. And I think that sometimes people don't realize that, and they think that some people are lucky and just some people are unlucky. Some people have motivation and some people don't have any motivation. And it's not really the case. The case is really to sit down and feel what's inside your heart and then go in that direction, but you have to stay in that place, right? And I know that it's hard, believe me, from somebody who has gone through depression, has second guessed herself, who has succeeded on so many levels in my corporate life, to look at something like Beachbody and to look at some of the things that I've been wanting to achieve, but did I really put in all the effort and energy? And did I have my own mindset in the right place? Right. And so I'm going to invite you guys to do a couple of things, and you can start posting below, what's coming up for you, because there's a couple of questions that, I think are super important to ask ourselves every single day. Now, number one is, what do you want? And really let that sit with you and really let that resonate with you, because the what do you want should almost give you like goosebumps. Like right now, I think about it and I have goosebumps because I know what I want. I know that I want financial freedom. I know that I want to be able to pay for my mom's airline tickets to come to California. I know that I want to be completely bi-coastal. I know that I want to drive a Bentley. Like I want to drive a Bentley. I know that I want to, pay 6 months worth of my rent here in this apartment and then go travel and maybe spend, a month in Hawaii, and then come to New York and spend a month with you guys out there, and then fly my next diamonds, to an exotic location so that I can celebrate their successes. Those are the things that I want so deeply and so profoundly that I get tears in my eyes. Like I literally think about those things and they make me cry. And that's what I want you guys to really sit and feel, like feel into that, because that's the moment that you understand that you can make the shift, that you can move from scatterbrain, disorganized, nervousness, anxiety, into a place of peace, into a place of understanding that everything that you need is within you right now. everything. Strip away everything that's around you, and what you need is right here inside you. It's right in these emotions that I can feel in these tears. And even though some people can do it in a really fast amount of time, it might take others a little bit longer, and that's okay. It might take others time to really understand what that's all about and what that feels like, and what that that seed that's inside of you is going to grow into. But the awareness has to be within what you have inside of you, right? So when you think about what do you want, I would love for you guys to post a few of those things below. Like really the things that you want that really make you just tear up, in like when you have it, you're going to be like, holy shit, I made this happen. Like not, like really, holy shit, I made that happen. Because it's intense. It should feel intense. It should come from a place of like, I didn't have that before. I worked and now I'm up here. Right? Okay. Something else that I wanted to ask was, what is getting in your way? Like truly, what's getting in your way? And these are things, again, you need to know them, because if you have the awareness around what's actually getting in your way, then you will have the ability to say, no, stop. I know this is an old habit. I know that this is an old belief. I know this is something that was put there by someone else who doesn't know my true potential. And I'm going to push through it. And I'm going to go past it. And I'm going to go beyond it. So sit with that for a minute as well, because it's super important, because the awareness of what's stopping you and what's getting in the way of all of your goals and dreams, you actually know what they are. You might say, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Nobody responds to my post. I don't know what's happening. They don't email me back. I don't know what's happening. Like, maybe this isn't really for me. I can't but and each of you has an individual thing that has stopped you from actually getting to the next level, wherever that is. So you've been able to see a lot of success in certain areas, but then it moves past that, right? Like, where does it stop? Like, where's that place? And you guys have already seen so much success already, right? And how much weight you've lost, in your rank advancements, and your success club points. Like, you're doing more work than you ever have before. And so now it's next level. Now it's way bigger. Now it's like, okay, the game is on, right? Question number 3. What will happen if you don't resolve the previous, right? What will happen if you don't resolve the things that are getting in the way? That one is exceptionally tough for me. That one is exceptionally the hardest question that I've had to answer personally, because it's just, that's painful. Like, I think I'm probably sitting in that question, the result of not resolving and not having the awareness of what was getting in my way for the last few years. And that's what I'm sitting in right now, right? Like, I'm sitting in that place of like, oh shit, like I didn't resolve what was getting in my way. Once I decided I wanted to leave corporate America, or once I decided that I wanted to live a life of freedom, once I decided that I wanted to, have the things that I wanted, and the cars and the things and whatever, but also the team and the people, and the experiences and the friendships, there's a big shift that has happened in my life when I didn't address the what's getting in my way part a couple of years ago, right? So when you get yourself to that baseline, right, you're at your base, your bottom, whatever that means for every single one of you. And it's at all varying degrees, obviously. and you look at what you can do right now in decision with conviction and say, okay, enough is enough. Let's push through that, right? And it's not about looking at what all these amazing other coaches are doing and the success that they're all having and just copying and pasting everything. Because, I mean, there's so much support for you out there. There's so much information for you out there. Like, if this was easy, everybody would be super successful, right? But what do you think is really getting down to the core of their success? Is it a post? Is it a live video? Is it an invite? No, it's really the feeling and the vibration of what's happening inside, of that awareness of that you have the ability within you to bring in, to pull in everything that you desire. I listened to all these different things, Abraham Hicks, I listen to Joel Osteen, I read the Bible, I read books, I absorb and I take in and I take in and I take in. And one of the things that I wrote down, and I write in big pieces of paper because I don't know, it's like I see better, and plus that I can barely see and I have to put on my glasses. But anyway, one of the things that I picked up along the way, and I didn't put a reference to this, but what you are thinking, feeling, and getting is all a vibrational match. This is definitely Abraham Hicks. It's all a vibrational match, right? So if you're thinking, feeling, oh my God, I'm a freaking rock star, I got this, I'm going to be the top 10 coach, I'm going to be number one, and you just sit in that all the time, like, and you do all the things that are required to get there, you're going to get there. There's no doubt. There's no doubt, right? But, right, if that was, again, 2% of the population actually get to that point and do those things, and it's really about calling it in. It's really about, what are you feeling, what are you thinking, and what's the universe or God, whatever you believe in, bringing to you. They're serving it up on a silver platter, whatever that is, because there's no pushing out, right? There's no, like Mother Teresa says, don't fight against war, but fight for peace. Because you're bringing, so think of that like you're pulling all of that stuff in. You're pulling all of that stuff in, right? There's no pushing. So there's no pushing out of your existence. There is only a pull of vibration in, right? So emotional guidance system. So that's the other thing. What that emotional guidance system is really like, when you're talking to somebody and they say, no, I don't want it. I don't believe in Shakeology, and I think it's crap, and I think it's, it's full of processed stuff and whatever. Are you like, oh man, maybe she's right. Maybe that's what it really is, and it is crap? Or are you like, you're lost. You don't understand what's really gone into creating something so amazing, and I know that the next person is the person that I'm meant to work with. Right? Like there's a major difference in how you look at each experience that you're having every single day, right? Are you sad that you didn't make Success Club in April? Or does that motivate you to say, you know what? F that, I am going to go all in May and hit the highest number I've ever hit in my career as a coach, right? Does it make you excited that you've reached out to 50 people and only 3 people have gotten back to you? Or are you like, that's it, I'm going to give up, I'm throwing up my hands and I'm not going to do anything? Remember that you're pulling everything into your existence. If you ask God, if you ask the universe, if you just put it out there and say, I'm meant for prosperity, I'm calling it in. I know I deserve to be surrounded by an amazing team, and I'm calling it in. I know that I am here to influence and inspire and help women achieve their goals, and I'm here to empower them to take courageous decisions to live a life in abundance. I know that. I know that's what I'm meant to do. So if that's what I'm meant to do, There's no room for anything else. There's no room for me to doubt myself. You can't have two opposing thoughts at the same time. Think about that. So when you're in that space of like, ugh, you have to say, well, if I stay in that space, I'm going to get more of that ugh. Or no, this is what it's going to be. I empower women to courageously decide to live in abundance, to courageously make decisions to live in abundance. And if that's what I'm empowering others to do, then I need to be able to do that as well, right? So watch yourself every day, like really watch yourself every day, like all the ebbs and flows, have the awareness, because if you have the awareness, you can't wake up one morning and say, what happened? Like where did it all go? If you have the awareness, then you have the opportunity. It's always an opportunity to then say, yeah, I got this. Oh my God, it's a new day and I have plenty of time in the world. I have so much going on for me. I have so much experience and I have all the skills that I need, and I can make mistakes, and it only helps me learn and grow and get into where I need to be, right? Ready for another question? Here's another question. Are you open to going deeper? The depth and breadth of our beliefs, for me, and this is what I believe, and some people think it's a little hokey pokey, but really go for centuries and centuries. Like, think back to your parents, think back to your grandparents. If you're as lucky as me, I got to meet 4 of my great grandparents. Like, that's hundreds of years already, right there, hundreds. Then beyond them, who was before them? And then before them, and then before them. That's legacy. Like, when you think about what we are building right now, we are building our legacies, right? So what was the legacy that we're coming down from? What I've believed for many, many, many years is that my legacy is really being a part of a strong female family, like a strong background of female women that have superseded all expectations or limiting beliefs. But at the same time, I have the limiting beliefs that have come in because we've had to fight so hard to get to where we're getting to. Oh my God, it's just so hard. Wow. And that's profound, because you get, like, I was saying for a while there, I'm so exhausted. Like, I'm so exhausted. I just need someone to like help me, someone to say, babe, I got your back. Someone to say, like, don't worry about it. I'll be there for you. But right now, that's not the situation, because I've been such a strong woman and exploding my life and exploring new things and creating my own path, that there was no man that was going to stand next to me and be able to handle that. But that doesn't mean that I don't have support. That doesn't mean that I don't have the ability to grow. That doesn't mean that I can't use this sisterhood to truly maximize on the power that I have, or the power that any of us has, right? Like, we come from a place, but we can also pave the way for everyone in front of us. And so going deeper really means that you have to rise up. You know how they say that you are the sum total of the 5 people that you spend most of your time with? Well, if you're spending your time with people who can only rise to that in which they've been exposed and are sitting right at this place right here, then how do you expect to go past that? And unfortunately, sometimes that means that it could be our parents, it could be our moms, it could be our sisters, it could be our best friends of 20 years, it could be our mentors, it could be a lot of different people, situations, and circumstances that have placed a limiting belief of some sort around you. And so you need to be able to expand from that. You need to be able to go deeper and really look at every single relationship that you're having, so that your relationship with yourself becomes one of which you can rely on, because it's in here that everything really stems from. It's in here that you're really saying, like, wait a second, I remember, and I can tell you from my example, right? So let's see. And I think without without putting too many details out there for whoever might see this, there was a time in my life where um, I was building my career in my late 20s, early 30s. I was building my career, and I was, dating and married and had serious relationships, but I was calling in men that couldn't really stand up in the same place that I was, if that makes any kind of sense. I don't want to insult them. I don't want to I'm not bad mouthing anybody, but it's more of an example of who I was attracting into my existence, right? Because I didn't understand that in my power, it didn't mean that I needed to have somebody that wasn't as strong or as powerful as me at that same time, right? And so, but their own insecurities and belief systems did have an impact on my life, because whatever they would say to me, or how I would feel or they would feel within the relationship, or how I was walking on eggshells, or how, maybe I advanced and they didn't, or I paid for things, and or the decisions that we made within the relationship. And that's my specific kind of example, without being too specific, but it's understanding in those moments. Those are the important moments that you really have to think about. Well, wait a second, what's happening? Where am I going, and what am I doing? And then doing the work around that, right? Really doing the work around that, because it's always going to be a decision. Do you want to really talk about what it would take to exceed all of your goals? Do you really want to talk about all that it would take to exceed all of your goals? Because at the end of the day, we can dream and we can say we want things, but really being able to be coached, really being able to take criticism, really being able to stand in the accountability of what needs to be actually done to get to the levels that you want to get to. Because the thing is that the opportunity is for all of us. It doesn't matter when we started. It doesn't matter if it was yesterday or if it was 5 years ago. It doesn't matter where we live and how big our networks are. It really is about what you're willing to do, and what you're willing to have the conversation around. Because I think that if we don't start investigating what's stopping us from getting in the way, then it really is futile for us to be in this opportunity. And I'm saying this with all the love in my heart, because I want everyone to succeed, because we were meant to succeed, because we were made in divine, perfect space, time, sense, everything, to be able to achieve everything that we want to achieve. So if we stop taking out all the limiting beliefs, if we start really shifting ourselves in the exact moments that we're feeling those things that, oh my God, I don't know if this is really for me. I mean, even when you say, I don't have any time, I'm so overwhelmed, I'm so busy, like, those are blocks. Think about it. Those are blocks. Those are blocks for you to truly succeed in what you want to succeed. And so I'm here to just kind of give you some of that mindset shift, and hopefully that kind of gives you some things to think about. If you wanted to go back and answer those questions down below, I would love to see your responses. So number one was, what do you want? And really getting into that, right? If anything were possible, what would it look like? Why do you want it? Like, why? What would that feel like? Get into that space. I think beginning and ending with that question every single day is super important, because that's what's going to drive you every single day. And it should feel good. Like, I read this question and I read what does it feel like, and why do I want it, and what does it look like? And it gives me chills. It brings tears to my eyes, and it puts a big smile on my face. And then after that, like, nothing should be getting in the way. nothing should be stopping you from resolving it, right? You're going deeper every single day. You're changing, you're shifting. And some people, are not going to accept it, and that's okay, because you can only grow by moving forward and moving up. So I'm going to just check the chat, see if there's anything going on. Thanks, Brittany. Thanks, Ashley. Yep. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of personal development in this area, because someone asked me recently about who I was when I was in corporate America, and why I was so successful back then. And it was different for me back then. Like, that success was so different because it was grounded in it was grounded it, it was grounded in a lot more materialistic things. It was grounded in a lot more of like, yeah, I'm gonna prove them wrong, but in a different space. Like, it wasn't in a hard space. Like, I can tell completely that it was not in a hard space. And even still, through that, I was still very much a mentor, and I still very much, wanted to help others, but it wasn't the way that it is right now. And the way that it is right now is that I'm completely guided by my heart, and I'm completely in that process of gratitude and being prayerful. Sorry, my bunny is behind me on the floor. He stays right under me. It's so funny. And so, I think that let's all stay in this positive vibration. Like, think about it. And I challenge you all to really stay in that space. Like, even when, one last thing, and I don't know how long these calls are supposed to go. They're supposed to go 30 minutes, or they're supposed to go an hour. So I apologize if I go a little bit over, if it's only supposed to be 30 minutes. But I guess that's okay too. And we had a little glitch at the beginning. So really, it's not less. So one of the things that I learned also is that in all of these readings, and one of the things that I'm reading right now, which is phenomenal, is Thank and Grow Rich. Thank and grow rich, right? So not think and grow rich, but thank, and really being in a place of gratitude, and really thinking about like what we're putting our focus on. So it's really the same conversation that we have have been talking about this whole time, right? But one of the things that was mentioned, actually, I think in this book, was the fact that, when you're in that hurried, rushed, anxious, stressed out, too busy, so much going on, kids are driving me crazy, like all this stuff, you miss so much. It's almost like you go a little bit blind, right? Like, the opportunity is sitting in front of you, and then all of a sudden you're like, and then you just go like that. And so I can't see the computer, I can't see the keys, I can't see anything. And you go completely blind, right? And then those are the moments that I'm talking about, that when you sit in, like, okay, wait, what's happening? That's the awareness. What's happening? Why am I going crazy? Like, why is nothing happening? Stop, and take a deep breath. Right? And then you'll see. I usually have that in the morning. I'll drink tea standing in the kitchen. The water's boiling. There's fresh air coming in through the kitchen window. My kitchen's yellow. So yellow does something for me. I don't know. It gives me like a really good morning welcome. And colors do it for me. Like, air does it for me. The sunshine does it for me. All these things do it for me. So I invite you to see everything that's in front of you by taking a deep breath, inhaling it in, exhaling it out, and then just going on your day as a journey of pure fulfillment into your future. So more from Angie. No, anyway, the one thing that I didn't want to forget to mention, of course, was that we are having a webinar. Oh my God, Ashley told me to remember that, and I meant to say it at the beginning, but with all the glitches, I totally missed it. We are having a webinar on Monday, and it is the invite for the public to come, and it's the challenge group, the challenge group sneak peek. And so that will be on Monday. Oops, and I don't have the time in front of me, so I apologize, but we will be posting about that. We will be making a graphic for you for that. And so look out for that, because that's going to be on Monday. So you need to start promoting it between today and all over the weekend. And so we're going to do it more of this kind of style, but Ashley gets onto it much better. And we're going to be able to have people come in and just watch us for the day. We're going to do it as an hour. Yeah, that's how we were going to do it. So make sure to look out for the information on the challenge group sneak peek, so that you can share it with all of your people. And congratulations to everybody for all of your success this past week, and all the volume and all the excitement in our challenge groups. And I know my girls are doing really well. I know a lot of you have seen a lot of your challengers doing really, really well on this first almost 2 weeks of the month. And so that's really great. Don't forget to acknowledge all of their weight loss, whether it's 2 pounds or 10 pounds or more, because that really inspires and gets everybody going. And yeah, that's all I have for now. So have a great rest of your day. Again, apologies for all of the glitches at the beginning of this Zoom live. And I'll talk to you soon. Much love. Bye, everybody. I forgot to record it. Oh, but it'll be live, I guess.